My name is Mitch Donneberger. I'm a creative director, illustrator, graphic designer, and brand developer in Philadelphia. Behind me is the beautiful Roxborough, Philadelphia. We're right near the edge of the Wissahickon Park, and this is Tales from the Design Team. So today I want to talk about a project that frankly tested my resolve. It's a story about how big of the difference there can be between a beautiful concept and a functional system. The kind of story that makes you realize that sometimes the best skills that any creative person can have is honestly just to be a damn good troubleshooter. So most of you know that I spend most of my life playing with visual language, fonts, tracking, color theory, compositional theory, image compilation, editing, working with some pretty cutting edge stuff. But believe it or not, my career actually started somewhere with some seriously dusty skills. I began my journey back in 2014. I left my role at SolidWorks and landed at Market Resource Partners. And let me tell you, the skills I brought to the table were archaic. I was building marketing emails from scratch. A funny thing if you don't already know, but emails are basically trapped in time. We're talking about old school HTML, the kind of nested tables and pixel perfect image slices that you used to put up on your GeoCities site back in the day. It's basically what it is. I was essentially resurrecting the forgotten magic of late 90s emulator fan sites for some of the largest tech brands in the world. And it was glorious, frustrating, and a little gratifying too, because I can't tell you how many people saw me making websites as a kid and said I was like wasting my time. But by late 2014, our agency acquired a direct mail lead generation company out of New York City. And suddenly we had this big mandate. We had to prove that this new department could do things that were genuinely new and unusual in the world of lead generation. So we did. We sold, we built, and we basically made whatever came into our minds and whatever we could sell. And one of our biggest clients was LexisNexis. Now, they're a behemoth. They have it, to put it politely, a zillion products, and every single one of them does something incredibly interesting. And they're used a lot, especially in the prevention of fraud or investigations. And they were helping insurance companies, law enforcement, and government police fraud. And we're talking about the kind of fraud where you could commit a crime in, let's say, state A, move to state B, and just start fresh with a clean slate. Think like having 10 different driver's licenses and different names in different states. That used to be really difficult to figure out until LexisNexis. That was one of the first products that we really worked on. So we developed this concept, and we needed something engaging. We needed a game. We needed a way to make data and investigation feel fun. And we ended up with this kind of concept, a digital scavenger hunt, kind of like a Where's Waldo puzzle that we insert you into. But the execution, that was a challenge, to say the least. So we had the perfect concept, but the reality was a mess of wires and code and some very unforeseen circumstances, like literally the power outlets were grounded at the convention center. And ultimately, though we had a great idea and all the good design, the problem was infrastructure. The technology was fragile, the power was dangerous, and acrylic rugs over concrete flooring literally only made it worse. The Wi-Fi didn't reach our booth, and worse still, every time we built up a static shock big enough, it would blast the laptop we were using and power it off entirely, forcing us to reboot and set the entire system back up from scratch. And we had a team of 2 that were running on fumes, caffeine, and, to be a little honest, a little liquor. But it was a masterclass in recovery. It's not what you think of or what you build or whatever. It's about when it fails, it's how you recover that makes the difference. So eventually, in order to keep the show going, either myself or my colleague had to literally jam our bodies inside of a poorly ventilated lectern, laptop in lap, babysitting the script that would generate the Where's Waldo style puzzle that we came up with. So honestly, what we learned is that the most beautiful booth experience is really only as strong as the contingency plans that you put in place. We became a lot more methodical and more consistent after that show, but the event, honestly, it was still a success, all because of a little key fade. So if you watched through this entire thing, please fire off a missive in the comments below under this video. I would love to hear you tell me about your favorite trade show disaster story. I want to hear it because I would love to talk more about them. All right. See you next time. Bye.